There's so much talk about manifesting, meditating, doing your vision boards, but I'm really curious about how. How can we empower ourselves? What actions can we take? And I want to know what the cards have to say. So today we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty, and I'm just going to start channeling because I don't have the answers. So I'm going to start channeling through the cards to see what the cards have to say about how we can finally bring in our manifestation. So you're welcome to take notes. I will be taking notes. Take notes for me. What's going to come out, you know? All right, so let's get into the first message. We're too much in our heads. We are already preconditioned to place limitations on ourselves. So if we step more into our intuition, which actually is smarter than our mind, interesting. I'm like channeling like crazy right now. Like I just dove right into like channeling. If we focus more on things that make us happy, thoughts that make us happy, outcomes that make us happy, then we will intuitively know which manifestations to pour into to bring our manifestations faster. That's a super cool message. Let's see if there's any other messages. What's the second message? Okay, so allow ourselves to explore. We may not get our manifestation on the first try, or we may not get the outcome that we want on the first try. That's okay. We can play. We can try out different paths. Rather than getting stuck in one path, we need to know when we can pivot faster. All right, I think this is the third message. I mean, I already lost count already. I heard don't let anyone know about your manifestations or your new beginnings until you're already on the path. So if it is still an idea, look at me, I can't even look, I can't even talk. If it is still an idea, or in oh my gosh, I can't talk right now. What is happening? I think that's if it is still not clearly defined, like my words right now, like if it is still in the idea phase and we haven't taken any action towards it, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. According to the cards, keep it to yourself. Because why? Let me see. Why? Oh, because if you bring in outside voices, you're going to be in your head. So any sort of outside opinions, it's going to muddle the water. So take the first step first after you have this idea of, ooh, I want this. Take some sort of action first before you start bringing in other cooks into the kitchen. What would be that first action that we need to take? Like, what if we don't even know what we're doing? Like, we need to get confident within ourselves and balance within ourselves. Is this in an alignment with me first? So I have the idea, or we have the idea, we have an idea of what we want. Then we need to do like a check-in. Like, is this in alignment with who I am, my higher purpose? Or is this something that someone else has that they're pushing on me or enforcing on me? So once we get in alignment with ourselves, like, yes, I want this. This is in alignment with who I am, my character, my goals, my path. I'm all for it. Then we get more confidence. How do we get more confident? Ooh, the Empress. It's making me think of like, I want this, I'm confident, this is in alignment, and I'm going to get it with ease. So not expecting it to actually be this tough road, because that might lead to mental resistance. One last message, let's see. I'm so curious, this is so interesting. I'm gonna pull a message from the CEO deck, the Creative Entrepreneur Oracle, and see what comes out for our final message on how to call in our manifestations. What? Okay, so I have tunnel vision, and that focuses on like being way too laser focused on the end goal. And then I have work smarter, not harder. Your time and energy are precious, so why bust your when you don't have to? Instead of doing the most, find ways to simplify, automate, or delegate your task. The key thing that's sticking out to me about that is your time and your energy are precious. So before we go about getting our manifestation, both actively taking action and also calling it towards ourselves, we need to make sure that all of the leakages, what? All the leaks are closed up, the leaks in our energy, the leaks in our time. Maybe this tunnel vision isn't a bad thing. Maybe it is like you need to be so laser focused on your manifestation and what it is that you want, that anything that is draining from that, you need to close it up. You need to send it away. You need to tell God, the universe, whoever, the manifestation itself, no. No. I'm definitely channeling because I don't even know what I'm saying right now. Like my words are coming out faster than like my brain can even catch up. I'm curious though about that tunnel vision, and also how do we know the difference between something that's like a leak versus like something that is coming in to help us, but maybe it's just out of our comfort zone. Let's see. I have 2 questions here. I'm trying to ask, like, how do we know the difference between fear and something being out of our comfort zone? Or like if we don't know, right? Like if something is new and someone's presenting a gift or someone's presenting an opportunity, like how do we know the difference? You know what I mean? And so I'm trying to get down to the bottom of this. And the cards are just like, you'll know. Trust your instincts. I have like the Sun. I have the Magician. Like, it's like, you'll just know. I'm like, but give me details. Give me details, please. I have 1111 on the clock. Look at that. So it's like the difference between fear and someone presenting something that's out of your comfort zone but still is in alignment with you is, does it uplift you? Does it give you an opportunity to grow? You can overcome the fear by knowing your worth, knowing that you're worthy and deserving of this thing, this gift, this helper, this person that's on your path, that's willing to help you, that's willing to give you an opportunity. You're going to feel very off and conflicted if it's out of alignment, if it's not on your path. My only thing with that is like, sometimes we do self-sabotage, you know what I mean? Sometimes we self-sabotage. So how do we know the difference between us self-sabotaging versus like saying like a heck yes, like this is on my path, I'm ready. Let me see. What do you have to say about that? Ooh, love this. If we have a mindset of, I'm hearing diversity, but diversity of thought, diversity of possibilities, right? The world is making me think of all sorts of cultures and everything in the melting pot. So that makes sense now, because that first one was talking about like, wait, if it's an idea, wait until you've nurtured it, you know what I mean? Like before you start bringing in other voices, because now you're going to be able to decipher which voices are the ones you need to listen to, because there's going to be a whole melting pot of ideas and different perspectives on how to get there, and you're going to instinctively know which ones are going to have your shits come in and which ones you're going to win with this Queen of Swords here and the Six of Wands. That looks really good. Okay, any final closing message? I just want one last one. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I want one last tip and practical advice on how we can take control on finally calling in our manifestations. Let's see. Is there anything, like any decisive action we can take? Like this is all talking about mental, but is there anything we can do with our own 2 hands? Like, let's see. There is so much noise. All right, so this last message is so interesting. I asked, how can we take practical like action with our own 2 hands to call in our manifestation faster? Because all of this was like mental energy and really good tips. But like, is there anything we can do? And it was like, you know, humans, you have this funny thing when it comes to investment. You feel as though you have something to lose when you don't have anything really, truly, when you think about it, to lose. Invest freely. Honestly, this is why I'm reading the cards, because this is not financial advice that I would ever give, and I'm not a financial advisor. Make sure you talk to your trusted advisor. However, it's like, invest what it is, your time, a little bit of money, your heart, whatever you need to, without the fear of you having so much to lose and not thinking about everything that you have to gain. The more that you invest in different things, the sooner you will be very confident and also gain lessons along the way of, here's what I need to invest in, here's what worked, and everything is cumulative. You're not losing anything. So even if you started a business and it failed, right? Let's say it went bankrupt, you still have the knowledge of everything you learned with that business. You still have the contacts that you made. You still have the prototypes that you made, the market research, whatever it is, and that's going to help you in the future. So it's like the practical things that you can do is take steps, start investing, start whatever it is. It doesn't have to be money. Start pouring into this thing without the risk or the fear of failure. We need to have zero fear of failure. And that is, once you reach that stage of zero fear of failure, that's when your manifestations are coming in like crazy. Like, it's zero fear of failure plus investing something into it. whatever that looks like. I love that one. And then last message from the CEO deck. Let's see, the Creative Entrepreneur Oracle. Shout out to the CEO deck if you want to follow, if you're an entrepreneur in your journey. You first, everyone else after, in terms of practical advice to take towards our manifestations. You can't pour from an empty cup, but you can definitely share from its overflow. This current season of life is calling for you to put yourself first, refuel and replenish. So what's sticking out to me there is you can't pour from an empty cup, but you can share from its overflow. Clarify that for me, please. What if someone doesn't have access to capital or anything? What do they do? What do they do? They pray. They find a way. How? How do they find a way? How? The Wheel of Fortune. Oh, shit. Sorry, excuse my language. Oh my God, I just got it. Okay. Because I asked, like, okay, what if someone is like broke, like dirt broke, like they don't got it, or they just can't see the way? And the cards are like, look, that's not how you look at it. You got to think outside the box. You got to think outside the box. And I'm like, but how? And they're like, look, Knight of Cups, like the Star, like wishes, confidence, like you will have an offer. And I was like, but how? Is this them making it happen? How? I need tangible solutions. And it was like Wheel of Fortune. It was like, it doesn't matter how. And this is the most Delulu message I've ever gotten. But it's like, if someone, even if they have zero resources, even if they have zero access to whatever, if they are so steadfast on their vision, on their manifestation, and are fully confident, like, I don't care how this is happening for me, the universe, other souls, other energies will literally come from thin air. Miracles, literal miracles will happen. Oh my God, y'all saw that! Literal miracles will happen. Hold on. The tower just came out. Like, shocking miracles, good miracles will literally happen. Lightning bolts from the sky, blessings from God will literally happen to make this happen, especially if it's in full alignment with you. All you need to do, apparently, is have faith and know that you're gonna win and succeed. Apparently, that's literally the only thing you need. And if you have full confidence in that and you start making your way towards your goals, then literally everything will align on your path to get you there. That's the craziest message. Like, literally the cards are supporting that. And I know people talk about that. You hear Abraham Hicks, you hear all these motivational speakers, they talk about that. But to have the actual cards come out and say that is blowing my mind right now, actually. Wow, that's pretty cool. That's really freaking cool. All right, if you guys have any additional questions that you want me to pull and you want me to ask the cards, feel free to drop that in the comments. It doesn't have to be just with manifestations. It could be like philosophical questions, like what is the meaning of life or whatever. I'm happy to pull a general message for you, okay? Or for the collective, you know what I mean? And if you want a personal reading, you can book with me as well, AskAliciaTarot.com. Thank you for joining me on this wonderful journey of how to finally call in our manifestations. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.